Stacie. And this is Brenda. Brenda is your typical Midwest woman. She loves to ride horses, she has a family, and she lives in Kansas, and she's also my birth mother, but I have never met her. I was adopted when I was 3 days old and raised by a typical Midwest family, big, Catholic, and very conservative. I was always given a lot of love and a lot of support, but I always knew that I was very different. I grew up with my typical insecurities and awkwardness, like having buck teeth and a mullet at one point in time. And even though I went through the normal stages of life, I still had another layer there that I just felt really awkward and insecure about. When I was 16, my father's alcoholism and mental illness got worse, and my parents got a divorce, which added to my own instability. And I remember just thinking about my life and whether or not I even wanted to live. I started questioning my own identity and asking questions like, who am I? Why am I even here? Why was I born? Who is this woman who gave me life? So it was a really dark, deep time for me. If you can imagine growing up without knowing who gave you life, not knowing what you're supposed to look like, what your genetic background is, or even what your medical background is. It's a really difficult thing that a lot of people don't think about. When I went off to college, I decided I was going to find myself. So I became a serial dater, looking for love in all the wrong places. I traveled the world thinking that it would fill my restlessness, but really it didn't fill the emptiness inside me. I went to Kansas City and then to Arkansas with my career, again, thinking that it would fill my time, but all this wandering around left me more confused and lonely and awkward than I had ever felt before. And I started to think, what the hell is identity anyways? This is why we have social media, right? So we can identify ourselves to the world, so we can show everyone what we want them to see, and create a perception of ourselves. So I did what most people do, is Google the word identity, and I found that it means your core beliefs, your core values. It's how you express yourself to the world. It's how you are identified by everyone. And so it made a lot of sense to me because it means what makes us different from everyone else, right? It's how we show up in this world. It's our own uniqueness that we show to the world. It's how we perceive ourselves and not how others perceive us. So last summer I got the courage and I decided to go find my birth mother. And I found her on Facebook. This is one of the photos. And I found her address. I wrote her a long letter from the heart, and I never heard back. And you can imagine how distraught I was just realizing that I wasn't going to get any answers from this woman. I really thought that I was going to get some answers on my own identity and that it was going to help fill that portion of me that wasn't whole. But I had to accept that I wasn't going to, and that I had to move on without that information. So last fall, I went to a leadership course, and I really reconnected with myself. I reconnected with my core values, my core beliefs, who Stacie really is. And I realized I'm not meant to live in a box, the societal box that no one is meant to really live in. And so I packed up my bags, and I went to my dream state of Colorado. I left behind an amazing job, great friends, and I completely started over. A lot of people told me not to, but I came anyways. And because I am here, I've had amazing experiences. I've met incredible people. I have been able to really reconnect with the outdoors, things that I love, and really express myself here. And it's been an amazing community to be a part of. On the left is Dr. Mike. On the right is his sister Elaine, who is here. On the left, Dr. Mike, he was the doctor who delivered me. He was the first person to feed me, the first person to hold me. And Elaine is the one who laid me in my adoptive parents' arms. Because I'm here in Colorado, I got to meet Dr. Mike and reconnect with Elaine. So what I've really realized is that family is not about blood, it's about love. And you'll see that in the family that I have in Arkansas, and Kansas City, and Omaha, and here. And if you think about it, we all are really the same inside. We're all looking for acceptance. We're all looking for love. We're all looking for a place to stand in this world. Your identity is not others' perception of you. It's your own perception of yourself. And if you really, truly dig deep and learn to love yourself, then everything else will fall into place. So my question for you is, you have this one life. How are you going to show up in it? And how are you going to live that life? Thank you.